Welcome in, everyone, to the Week 9 edition of the Next Game, New Game podcast. Getting you ready for Week 9 of the 2017 NFL season. Matt Catrillo here with you, and yes, the entire gang is back after a 2-week hiatus. And I think this is the first time we're all back together since we rebranded. Alex Kozora, Tyler DiGiacomo, Ian Hunter here with me. Tyler, I know it's been a really long time since we talked to you. Good to have you back on the show, man.
Yeah, good to be back. I apologize. It's pretty busy here with work and stuff, but I carved out a nice little, hour chunk here to get on with you boys here. So it should be nice. Good to have the whole gang back, so it should be a good show.
Yeah, definitely. Alex, what's going on?
Hey, guys. Good to be back. Got a lot to talk about today, don't we?
Yeah, we do. With all the moves the Eagles have been making, the Steelers are right back in the thick of things atop the AFC. We'll be getting to them shortly. Ian, how you doing?
You're wearing a bathrobe, Catrillo. I feel like that's something we need to discuss. It's weird. I am here at work.
What is wrong with you? Why are you guys all robe haters? It's very
comfortable. It's not that we're robe haters. It's just that it's weird to look at you and being at home lounging in a bathrobe.
Well, I mean, I got a T-shirt and sweatpants underneath. It's not, No,
I don't know that. For all I know, you're going commando right now.
I promise you. That I do have that clothing underneath me right now, but
that's good.
Yeah, well, we don't need to gouge the audience's eyes any longer here. So let's get rolling to our first game of Week 9, Thursday Night Football, and which turns out to be a pretty good game. If we looked at this at the start of the season, we would have thought this would have been a dud, but it's a big game and a key game in the AFC East as the Jets host the Bills. Tyler, we're going to start with you first. Give me your thoughts from up there in Buffalo and where you think this game might go and who you like in this.
I mean, I think the Bills fans here are going really crazy, off to an outstanding start, playing really, really well, and they're really jumping for joy getting Kelvin Benjamin from the Panthers. They fleeced the Panthers. I don't know why the Panthers would even do it. The Bills were in need of a wide receiver. It'd be interesting. I mean, it's 50-50 that he's going to play today. Right, but exactly what the Bills needed was a big wide receiver, and he is reunited with. So Bills fans are really excited, and it could be. I mean, it's still going to play the Patriots here, but definitely with the Jets being down, the Dolphins not being that good either. The Dolphins definitely in rebuild mode now.
The Dolphins stink now. Yeah.
A lot of excitement up here in Buffalo.
So, who do you like in this game?
I mean, every week. I picked the Bills just to be a homer here, but I think definitely we're playing the Jets. If the Bills somehow lose the Jets, I think the Bills should win pretty easily. So it should be like a 28-13 win or something like that, 28-10. I don't know if the Jets even score double digits.
All right, so there you go. One up top for the hometown Bills for Mr. D-Jock. Alex, what's your vibe on this one?
It's interesting. There are two teams that, the Jets have fallen off after a pretty, decent start, but there are two teams I think have surprised in the AFC. Obviously, Buffalo, a chance to go 6-2, trading for Kelvin Benjamin to give them another weapon. A guy like Zay Jones has not worked out, the way that they thought when they drafted him at East Carolina. They have a good run game. They have a quarterback that can extend the play. The defense is making some timely plays. So you have to give a lot of credit to Buffalo. But the Jets haven't been the pushovers that everyone thought they were going to be either. They played New England tough. They've won several games this year. People didn't think that they would win a single game. I think, Catrillo, you picked them to go 0-16, I think.
I had picked them to only go like 1-15, 2-14. So, yeah, I'm one of those critics that have been silenced.
Yeah, well, I didn't know when I didn't think they'd do well. I had them at like a 2-14 season, but some people thought they couldn't win a game. And they've been, relatively competitive. Josh McCown's done well. But to sum up, I think Buffalo's too strong. You get Kelvin Benjamin. I don't know how much he's going to play, but he could get some reps, and he's big and big. You don't have to transition to. So Buffalo wins this one.
Ian, what do you think here?
Yeah, what Alex has been saying is I did not see either of these teams playing as well as they are right now, and I actually think this could be one of the better Thursday night games. But I think you got to go with the team that's playing the best right now, and that's the Buffalo Bills. So give me the Bills.
I agree. I'm taking the Bills as well. Clean sweep. I like what they're doing defensively a lot. I think Sean McDermott is quickly becoming a Coach of the Year candidate. Again, we've got a lot of those so far around the league with how things have shaped up. And the Bills' offense, they can run the football. Defense and running the football wins you games, and Shady McCoy's having a heck of a season. Had a big game last week, or really the last 2 weeks, I should say. So I will take Buffalo as well in the Thursday night game against the Jets. But I think it will be a competitive game. Next game, new game with the Steelers on the bye this week. We'll go to the Eagles next, as of course they've won 6 straight, the league's best record. Now they got Jay Ajayi after the trade with the Dolphins, just getting him for a 4th-round pick, which I'm still beside myself about, and how Howie Roseman pulled that trade off. Put him on the on Miami's most wanted right now after he just keeps stealing from that team. When you think of the Carson Wentz trade and being able to get up to the number 2 pick to get Carson Wentz, and then he pulls off a trade like this. Plus he dumped Kiko Alonso and Brian Maxwell. Just unbelievable. And they host the Denver Broncos this week, who just look awful on offense right now. And I think overall, when you look at this, Brock Osweiler coming in. Who knows what kind of shape and how sharp he's going to be. He's only thrown 4 passes this year. So I'm going to take the Eagles in this one. I do worry about the matchups on the defensive line, of course. Lane Johnson struggled last week. He's going to be going up against Von Miller. That does worry me. And then, of course, you have Vaitai, left tackle, who's played pretty well so far, but this is still a good front that the Eagles are going to face. Can they establish the run, which Denver's done a nice job with this year in shutting down the run? But I still think the Eagles win this one, and I'm going to say Eagles get this in a 26-13 victory. Ian, let me go to you now.
Yeah, the Broncos right now are playing really, really poorly, and defensively, they can only do so much. I think this Eagles team is playing at such a high level right now that I think they can take it to Denver, mainly because Denver can't move the ball offensively. I think Denver's defense can stymie Philadelphia and make things really difficult to make the score maybe a little bit closer than we think, but I think that the Eagles find a way to win, mainly because you want Brock Osweiler to lead you to victory. Not going to happen.
Definitely not. And I think the big difference in this scene is the Eagles' defense is going to win in this game with getting a couple of turnovers to set up the offense, which I think could struggle against that Denver defense. Alex, let me go to you now.
Yeah, I just have to give, as you said, Catrillo, Howie Roseman a lot of credit for getting Ajayi. You can understand why the Dolphins traded him. Adam Gase openly ripped him to shreds. I don't know what Adam Gase is doing down there. It's really weird. A couple of bright offensive minds that have become head coaches, Adam Gase and Hugh Jackson, have just proven to, I think, be utterly incompetent as head coaches. And I think Gase is pretty close to losing that locker room, and Hugh Jackson might be as well. But yeah, to get Ajayi was huge for them, because that was the biggest thing that they didn't have, was that consistent running back. Blunt's a pretty niche guy. I think Ajayi gives you a little bit more. So, yeah, that's huge. And even if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, a 4th-round pick, that's well worth the risk. So, great trade. Eagles pick up the win this week.
And he's cheap as well, and he's signed through next year because he's still on his rookie deal. So it all works out for the Eagles no matter how it plays out. But the number one thing I take away, he can pass block besides all the other accoutrements he brings. D-Jock, what are your thoughts on this game for the Eagles?
I think, the Eagles absolutely fleeced the Dolphins for a 4th-round pick for a running back who's 24 and that good. That was just Harry Roseman is just amazing. But also, I saw this week, in that Sam Bradford trade, the Eagles gave up a 2nd and a 4th, 2nd and a 4th, and then with that, they got back their character, and now Ajayi. But no, I think the Eagles just I think that the biggest thing that's kind of going unnoticed is Ajayi is a very, very good blocker out of the backfield. Very good blocker, very willing to take on those linebackers. So you're kind of making up for that Jason Peters stuff there a little bit. So you'll probably see Ajayi in there probably a lot on that left side, or the right side too, to help with the blitz and defender there. But no, I think it kind of puts Blunt back into his position. That was really well on the short yardage situations and those 3rd down plays. So the Eagles, filled a pretty big need they had at running back. And really going to make everyone around them even better.
And so you like the Eagles in this game?
That wasn't a question. Yeah, the Eagles are going to win by a lot probably. It's going to, the Eagles are really rolling, and I'm going to book my flight to Minnesota for the Super Bowl.
I'm going to knock on wood right now, but I hope we'll be able to do that at some point during the season here. Next game, new game, big NFC South matchup. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have been surprisingly bad to start this one, 2-5. If they're going to have any last gasp, they're going to have to win this game in New Orleans against the Saints, who have also quietly won 5 in a row. And I think they could be a dangerous team in the NFC right now. Alex, let me start with you. Does New Orleans keep it rolling?
That one's tough, Matt. Circle around to me. I got to think about it for a second. I like to hedge, that.
Yes, that's true. D-Jock, I'll go right back to you. Who do you like in this game?
I think that the Saints keep it rolling. The Buccaneers have been kind of disappointing this year so far to me, but also the opposite. The Saints have been better than people thought they would be. And the Saints, who normally don't have a really good defense, have played very well. And obviously Drew Brees is, drinking from that fountain of youth that him and Tom Brady are in right now. And I think the Saints, get it done. It should be a good game, and the game's at the Saints. If it's the Buccaneers, it might have gone to the Buccaneers, but Saints are home. Saints are always good at home in the Dome. So go Saints.
Yeah, I like New Orleans too, D-Jock, and their defense is what it is, but the biggest thing is they're getting turnovers, and then they leave it to their offense who can score points. And really, it reminds me of the formula with how they won games and ultimately won a Super Bowl in 2009. Now, I'm not saying they're that same team or if they're a Super Bowl contender right now, but I still think as far as that formula of winning games, they're going back to that right now. And with the way Jameis Winston's been playing, obviously he's not 100%. He's obviously hasn't been able to take care of the football as well either. I think the Saints defense gets a few turnovers again. New Orleans offense catches in, and they get a big win and basically end the playoff hopes and division hopes for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ian, what are your thoughts on this game?
I think Tampa Bay's defense has been one of the most disappointing units of the entire season. I mean, Jameis Winston has been hurt, and the offensive line has not played real well, which has really stymied how explosive that offense can be. But they can't get after the passer on defense, and if you can't get to the passer and you're playing Drew Brees in that offense, it's going to be a long day at the office. So I think Alvin Kamara and some of those other playmakers like Michael Thomas are going to have big days. Give me the Saints in a pretty handed victory for the Saints.
All right, Alex, you've had enough stalling. What do you think?
Enough circled around. I'm going to go New Orleans in this one. I was thinking about Tampa Bay just because you have to think they come up with one big game, but like Ian said, Kamara and Grimmett, they've kind of been able to figure out the divisional labor running back after dealing away AP and not having to worry about getting him a couple touches. I think they get Willie Snead back as well, which will help. Another weapon with Michael Thomas. The Bucs have just been maybe one of the more disappointing teams this year. I thought the Bucs could have been a real playoff team, and they're bottom basement right now in the NFC South.
I thought this Bucs team could have gone deep into the playoffs, and they've been absolutely disappointing, perhaps the most disappointing in the league so far. So all of us.
I picked Jameis Winston to be my MVP.
No, yeah, there you go, exactly.
Where I'm at right now.
Yeah, so we have all the. So far, we've had a clean sweep so far for all of our picks. We'll see what happens here.
Real quick, guys. Colts announced Andrew Luck is on IR, out for the year. No more mystery. Adam Schefter just reported that.
Jeez, what a shock.
Not really, but
it's like old Yeller, just taking him out back, putting him out of misery.
I mean, is Andrew Luck going to be the same player anymore? I mean, that's something to really think about.
I don't think so.
There's also some talk that this injury could be career-ending too. It's kind of like a nerve thing also, and the shoulder's really not recovering any treatment. So there's kind of talk this. I don't know how feasible that is, but I don't know. Could be interesting.
That's a shame.
It really is, because he's a special talent, and really that Colts front office has just handled this so wrong in every aspect, and that's becoming an embarrassing situation for them in Indianapolis. Next game, new game. The New York Giants, speaking of embarrassing situations right now, they have suspended Janoris Jenkins for at least this game. Who knows what happens after that? Things are just so bad right now in New York. They are hosting the LA Rams, who have been one of the surprising teams right now in this league. I'm going to go out and say right now, I think the Rams win this pretty comfortably. I will start with Ian now.
Give me the Rams all day in this one. I just don't think there's anything that the Giants can do to keep up with this team and pass the ball. They can't run the ball. Their only feasible offensive weapon is Evan Ingram. And the Giants are so bad. We want to talk about disappointing. This is the most disappointing team in the league. And we thought this was going to be an elite defense. It hasn't been. We thought the offensive line would at least improve. It hasn't. It's a mess.
Petrillo is vacant.
Gone?
He's just left. I think the podcast has improved tenfold. I'll do my pick now.
Just go to your pick. I'm in charge now.
Yeah, you're the captain now. I thought about the Giants as just an upset pick, but I just can't think of a good reason for it. Without Jenkins, Aaron Donald is maybe the best defensive lineman in the league with J.J. Watt done. I'm going to go with the Rams just to play it safe because I think it's a smart pick. And, Catrillo, we finally get everyone back, and Catrillo is just gone. So, D-Jock, what are you thinking?
Thanks. No, I mean, I think the Rams have been a pleasant surprise this year. I mean, the offense still needs to cut down. I think they have like 15 turnovers on the year, which is like leads the league as close or whatever. I mean, if everyone was healthy, obviously Giants should be a better team, but just beat up so much and a lot of lost ability on the team. I think the Rams probably still get it done. It could be a good game. Giants could have some will that the Rams get done. Okay, so next game, new game. Ravens at Titans.
All right. The Titans get Mariota back. He's healthy. They get Corey Davis back, which is really huge. The Ravens, I think, are a team that's always going to be competitive because they have a good defense. They win the turnover battle. They have great special teams. They have the best kicker and punter in the league, and Tucker and Sam Cook. But I think the Titans are going to give too many explosive plays. I don't know where the Ravens are going to get those from. The Ravens are better than people think. I mean, they're 4-4, but they found a better run game with Alex Collins. I still like that run defense. Still, I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be an OT kind of game, but I'm going to go Tennessee.
Yeah, I think it's, is Flacco playing in this game? Is he past concussion protocol?
Yes.
Yeah, then I actually will take.
I think in decision.
I'll take the Ravens in this one just because. I mean, the Titans were another one of those trendy picks that really hasn't played as well as everyone thought they would, and I think the Ravens are always good for showing a young team that they're still a football team that should be reckoned with. So I'll take the Ravens.
DJ?
No, my bad. I'm going with the Titans probably. I mean, as you said, to get Corey Davis back, Mariota's back too, and hopefully trending upward. But I mean, this is a pretty bad game. And also because the Titans are home, so I'll take the home team, I guess. Next game, new game, Falcons at Panthers. Ian, what do you think?
You got to take the Falcons, but I don't really like either one of these teams. I mean, the Falcons have been so kind of just, they just haven't been very good. Offensively, they've been stagnant. Defensively, they haven't been really good. I know they've had some injuries. The Panthers, I mean, it's like Jekyll and Hyde. You don't know what team's going to show up from week to week. Cam Newton is either really good or he's really bad. There's no real in between. And lately, he's been more bad than he's been good. So I'm going to take Atlanta by default.
Yeah, I'm going to kind of do the same. I think they're going to have a decent game eventually. It's surprising how poorly they've played, but I'm going to go Atlanta.
I'm going to go a little opposite here. I'm going to go with the Panthers. And I think Cam Newton's going to come out and going to put on like a show himself and throw for like 250, run for 100 just to show like, I guess the Panthers, they're like, oh, I don't need Kelvin Benjamin, blah, blah. So I think it's going to be a big pride game for the Panthers and Cam Newton. So I think the Panthers come out and win it there. Next game, new game, Bengals at Jaguars. Alex, what do you think?
I'm going to go Jacksonville. Cincinnati's definitely played better, but Jacksonville, they get Darius. That was one of the other trades we didn't really talk about. Buffalo was been unhappy with Darius' attitude for a while now, and they kind of shipped him off for 6 and a salary cap kind of move. So Jacksonville's run defense has actually kind of been a problem this year. People talk about how good that defense is, and it's talented, but the run defense hasn't been the strongest. So getting Darius, I think, is going to be big, and I think Cincinnati, if you can shut down A.J. Green, which I think, Jalen Ramsey, A.J. Boye is going to be able to do, they just don't have that other weapon. Now, Jordan Ross might get more involved in the game plan this week. He's better, but still it's probably not enough, and it's just a weird situation in Cincinnati. So I'll go Jackson.
I don't know how Jordan Ross not more involved. We figured out
last week. Didn't get a snap.
Doesn't make any sense. Why would you take a guy number 9 overall when he's healthy? He doesn't even get on the field. Anyway, I'm going to take Jacksonville. I think Fournette's coming back this week, which will give them their identity. They wouldn't run the ball 30 or 40 times a day. And that Bengals defense, for as much as they boast, they're not that great. So I think Jacksonville's going to punch them in the mouth and then keep rolling up the field and give a win to Jacksonville.
DJ.
Okay. I got you. I think that the Bengals maybe get it done again. I mean, I just have a feel. The Jaguars, I think maybe at the Darius stuff, he may come in, the Fournette stuff. maybe I'm still kind of in the back of my mind the Jaguars are still the Jaguars in my head and they stink and they lose. So
If they give the ball to their quarterback too often, they probably will.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, then also the Bengals have won 3 of their last 4 games, so they're kind of trending upward, playing well.
The offensive line of Jacksonville is so bad, and that pass rush for Jacksonville is so good that I just don't know how Cincinnati is going to be able to move the football.
Yeah, that should do. Then even the Bengals start to stretch the next 3 games are on the road, so it's going to be tough for them. But next game, new game. Where are we? Colts at Texans. I think Alex, start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to answer this in about 2 seconds. The Texans, Deshaun Watson, man, what a year.
Ian.
I predict that Andrew Luck comes out like one of the hurt Harlem Globetrotters and leads the Colts to victory. I'm clearly kidding. Give me the Texans at a score of 1,000-0.
Good job. And then on to another good-bad game, or bad-good game, I guess. Cardinals at Niners. Ian, what do you think?
Oh, jeez. Is Garoppolo going to play this week, do we think?
No, I'm pretty sure.
Then there's also talk he's going to play the rest of the year, the coach said. Like, he doesn't plan on starting the rest of the year. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's crap. That's not true. There's no way. Man, I don't know. I haven't watched Arizona a whole lot this year. All I know is they have been really good. 49ers.
Do you have a coin handy? Just flip it. Just slip a coin.
Yeah. You know what? Give me the 49ers. I think the Niners get their first victory this week. Give me the Niners.
Ian, you stole my thunder. I was going to pick the Niners too. No Carson Palmer. No David Johnson. Just not a lot going on for Arizona. And yeah, I think the 49ers just some sort of, rejuvenation, I guess, even if Garoppolo's not going to play, which I'm sure he's not. Yeah, I'll take San Francisco.
And I think, Tyler's been away for a while. The D-Jock here, but he's still making his D-Jock picks. I'm going with Cardinals. I think, again, the Niners are still the Niners, and I want to see a 0-16 team. Cardinals may be willed to victory. There. Next game, new game, Redskins at Seahawks. Alex, what do you think?
I'm going to go Seattle. They get their left tackle in Dwayne Brown. Obviously, Seattle's biggest issue has been the offensive line for years now, and they finally make a move to go get someone, and that's going to make a world of difference. They've kind of figured out the running game situation better. Russell Wilson was on fire last week. Paul Richardson caught a couple touchdowns passes. Jimmy Graham had a couple as well. I still like that defense. I know it hasn't probably played as well as I thought and hoped, but Washington, that offensive line is so beat up right now. They don't have a consistent enough run game. Terrell Pryor's been MIA, so going Seattle.
Yeah, I'm going to go Seattle. Seattle's been playing better. I still think, I'm not sure how much Dwayne Brown can help them at this point in his career, but he is certainly better than any of the other guys that they had. So give me the Seattle Seahawks.
That's all right. So quickly, just team names here, Matt. So Redskins, Seattle. Who you got?
Give me Seattle.
Okay. Cardinals, Niners.
Give me the Niners in their first. Actually, I'm not gonna go there yet. Okay. Cardinals. Give me Cardinals. Give me Cardinals.
Again, I just want team names here. Colts and Texans.
Texans.
Texans. Okay. Bengals, Jaguars.
Jags.
Panthers, Falcons.
Give me Atlanta.
Atlanta. That's a Matt. And then Ravens, Titans.
Is it? That's where is that? That's in Tennessee. Give me Tennessee. Baltimore can't score.
Cool. All right. Good job. All right. So with next game, new game, and we'll start with you, Matt. Chiefs at Cowboys. All you.
All right, I am going to take the Kansas City Chiefs in this one. It seems like Zeke is finally going to have his 6-game suspension. That obviously is immensely bad for that running game. Kansas City's defense, I think, can get a few turnovers. Tom Ali is now practicing. I don't know if he plays this week, but I think Kansas City is going to be on the up and up once again to battle the Steelers and the Patriots for that first spot in the AFC. Give me Kansas City to take care of business.
Sounds good. Ian.
Yeah, no Zeke Elliott. Give me the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are just a terrific team. For whatever reason, whenever they're not playing the Steelers, whenever they're playing the Steelers, they don't play well. But they play well against everyone else, and they took care of Denver this week. Yeah, give me the Chiefs.
Alex?
Yep, same boat, taking the Chiefs, going from Zeke to whatever combination of Rod Smith, Alfred Morris, Darren McFadden, not good enough.
All right, next game, new game, Raiders at Dolphins. Alex, what do you think?
Man, I've been on that Oakland bandwagon all year, and they just keep disappointing me. I gotta stick with them though. Just for as bad as Oakland's been, Miami's been 10 times worse, and it might be the worst offense in the entire NFL right now, which is a pretty high or low bar. Yeah, depending on how you look at it. Without Ajayi, who's even running the ball right now for the Dolphins? Kenyon Drake? I don't even know who's in the backfield right now.
Kenyon Drake, yeah.
But give me Oakland. They got to right the ship.
Ian?
I'm going to go with Oakland. I just think that Dolphins team is so bad and they're so dysfunctional that I don't think I need to say more. They're just a really bad football team, and I think Oakland at least gets some semblance of their season on track.
Yeah, give me Oakland too. Too many locker room issues right now in Miami. That place is a mess.
Same thing, clean sweep. Dolphins are in rebuild mode and whatever they're doing down there. So, next game, new game, last game, Monday Night Football, Lions at Packers. Ian, what do you think?
I gotta go with the Lions. The Packers are just not outside. With Aaron Rodgers going down, and the Detroit Lions signed the single greatest football player who has ever lived. Don Barkley signed with the Lions.
He did get signed. That's awesome.
So, give me the Lions all day, every day.
Sounds good. Matthew, what do you think?
Yeah, give me Detroit. I just don't know where Brent Hundley is right now, and he's going to make or break whatever this run is for the Packers right now.
Problem solved.
So I'm gonna take Detroit.
Alex,
3-3 Detroit. I really like Detroit. The run game is better than people think. They create. Stafford's a great quarterback. Defense is explosive enough. So yeah.
And I'll take the Lions also. And when we were playing with the Giants a couple games ago, I forgot to tell you here my joke. But do you think that the little Giants could beat the real Giants?
Joke.
Do they have a pass rusher? Because that's a big difference for me.
The icebox around the outside and her little skirt.
Yeah, I think they can take Eric Fisher. Really, or not Eric Fisher. Who's the other one? Flowers. By the way, can we just talk about for a second that the Cleveland Browns are the worst organization in professional sports?
Didn't we know that already, though?
Yeah, we did, but it's great. And listen, if I'm the Steelers, I'm calling and be like, you know what? Listen, that Myles Garrett guy, not real great. I'll give you a 7th-round pick for him, just to see if it works.
That wouldn't be surprising if that went down.
Yeah, they wouldn't call the trade in then. They just go, okay, and then walk away.
Yeah, or maybe like, okay, Browns, okay, fine, don't like that trade. Okay, Martavis Bryant and a 7th-round pick for Myles Garrett. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And you know what? Throw in Landry Jones, too, to be your quarterback for the future.
Yeah,
no,
they
I don't
also
want to
see yesterday.
Jones to that. I like Landry.
All right, maybe.
I don't want to see any quarterback go to Cleveland. I want them to play without a quarterback. They do anyway. What the hell's the difference at this point?
That is true.
You see NFL reinstated Josh Gordon yesterday, by the way. So.
That's all right. He hasn't played since I've been out of college. So.
Yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. And I was just looking back this too, D-Jock, I don't know if you mentioned this, is that Oakland-Miami game, that could have been a great Sunday night game, but now that's going to be awful. That might be NBC's worst game they get all year.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a Sunday night game this week. Well, I guess I'll be doing something else on Sunday night.
World Series is done, so you can't watch that anymore, but that'll do.
I will literally watch paint dry. That's my option. It's essentially watching the same stinking thing.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, D-Jock, again, thank you for taking over on that very short notice of the little interruption I had in the podcast. I'm sure that made for some good podcasting listening, so hopefully the audience enjoyed that. And hopefully that won't happen again. So there we go. So make sure to follow the podcast on Twitter at NGNG_NFL, NGNG for Next Game, New Game. You can also find us on YouTube. All of the archives are there, especially when we were from Football Friday. That is at Next Game, New Game as well. Those are the two things to follow. Alex is on Twitter at Alex_Kazora. I'm at Twitter at MKTrello. Ian is on Twitter at B104_Hunter. And DJock is on Twitter at Tyler_DeJockamo. So guys, we shall do this again next week, hopefully without any interruption, and we'll all be here again. There we go.
Hope so.
Yes.
All right.
So thank
Have
you
fun
for
with the French guy.
yeah, exactly right. Thanks again for tuning in to this week's edition of Next Game, New Game. For Alex Kazora, Ian Hunter, and Tyler DeGiacomo, I'm Matt Controllo. Enjoy this week's action in the NFL.